Hi, my name is Dr. Daniel Fox, and I'm a licensed psychologist in the state of Texas and an expert in the area of personality disorders. And a lot of folks have asked me to do a video on sleep in borderline personality disorders. Now, a lot of folks with borderline personality disorder encounter difficulty with sleep. And so I thought it would be important to talk about some of those two main components, and then at the end, I'll attach a connection or a link, to a video that I'm also doing on sleep quality that'll give you a lot of tips, suggestions, a lot of things you can do to help yourself sleep better, have more restful sleep that might be able to help you function a little better throughout the day and make sleep a little easier and less of a problem for you. Most folks with borderline personality disorder that have sleep issues tend to experience what's called nightmare disorder or dream anxiety. Now, the International Classification of Sleep Disorders, this distinguishes more than 80 different disorders. Okay, so there's a lot of different sleep concerns, sleep issues, and sleep disorders that are out there, which can be effectively treated. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about medication. I'm going to talk about other ways that you can help your sleep and benefit your sleep without medication. Now, problems with falling asleep or daytime sleepiness, this affects approximately 30 to 40% of the U.S. adult population. Now, individuals with borderline personality disorder experience significantly greater instances of nightmares and increased levels of dream anxiety and disturbed sleep. Now, unfortunately, despite the high prevalence, sleep disorders remain poorly identified, and less than 20% of individuals with insomnia or related sleep disorder are correctly diagnosed and treated. So less than 20%, so that means 80 or more percent of individuals are misidentified, okay, or the sleep disorder goes undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. Okay? So disrupted sleep can severely impact your ability to manage your thoughts, your moods, your behavior. The goal of this video, what I wanted to do, is to try to help individuals sort of identify possible sleep concerns, but also give you tips to manage it as well. So help you identify it and then give you some management strategies that you can use to better manage your sleep issues and concerns and lessen some of those issues. The International Classification of Sleep Disorders identifies 7 major categories that include insomnia disorders, sleep-related breathing disorders, central disorders of hypersomnolence, and so this is like excessive daytime sleepiness or prolonged nighttime sleep. And it can be circadian rhythm, sleep-wake disorders, sleep-related movement disorders, parasomnias, and other sleep disorders. So why am I telling you all of these? Because I want to give you a good perspective on the breadth of sleep concerns and all of these different disorders and how that they can impact your ability to sleep. Now, we're not going to go through each one because we're going to hit the ones that are most salient for those with borderline personality disorder, which are your nightmare disorders and your dream anxiety. Okay? But it's important to recognize that there are so many and that there is a lot of research that is done on sleep because sleep is such a critical aspect. It seems like we spend so much time focusing on when we're awake that we forget to focus or we lose sight of the importance of quality sleep, of sleep quality. Okay? So it's important to remember those things as well. Now, many individuals with borderline personality disorder have experienced trauma, and research on adult sexual abuse survivors, this has shown upwards of 77% of those survivors report insomnia, nightmares, sleep-disordered breathing, and or sleep-related movement disorders. Okay? And they also tend to experience sleep problems that are likely to persist for years after the initial trauma. Okay? So those sleep issues can continue past the occurrence of that original trauma. And maybe as you're watching this, you're like, yeah, that's you. Maybe fall into that category. Okay? Now, individuals with borderline personality disorder, now they're rarely evaluated with validated sleep scales to assess nightmares and sleep disturbance as primary variables of interest. So a lot of times when you do an intake with a psychiatrist or a mental health provider, they don't tend to ask about sleep. So it might be important for you. Remember, it's important for us to be efficacious and empowered, that sometimes we have to help those who are trying to help us, to steer them sometimes in a direction that can be helpful, and to talk about, well, I'm having these issues with sleep and some of these issues of concern, because if you wait for your mental health provider to bring it up, they may not be bringing it up because it's not something that's typically brought up in an intake, in a standard intake. So that's something that's important to be aware of as well. So let's talk about dream anxiety. What is dream anxiety? This is anxiety or uneasiness about having an unpleasant dream, which can be more or less disturbing than a nightmare. Okay? So dream anxiety is not in the DSM-5, okay, but is characterized by feelings of uneasiness, distress, or apprehension upon waking. So you wake up kind of nervous, and vigilant, and hypervigilant. Okay? And anxiety dreams that they occur in REM sleep, rapid eye movement, and tend to involve sort of incomplete tasks, embarrassment, falling, or being chased or pursued. Maybe you've had some of these. And this can cause a lot of dream anxiety, a lot of concern, and you wake up feeling uneasy, sometimes flustered, hypervigilant, as I mentioned. So that is your that's your dream anxiety. Now, what is nightmare disorder? Now, nightmare disorder, which is in the DSM-5, these are repeated occurrences of extended, extremely dysphoric, and well-remembered dreams that usually involve efforts to avoid threats or survival, security or physical integrity, and that generally occur during the second half of the major sleep episode. Okay. Now, on waking from this dysphoric dream, the individual rapidly becomes oriented and alert. So it's like right? And you're awake, and you're alert. And again, you're kicked off into this perhaps more intensive than that dream anxiety. It's a more intensive, oriented and alert state. Okay? And the sleep disturbance causes significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning. This is that impairment to make it the disorder component, which is the socioeconomic dysfunction. So the sleep disorder, the nightmare disorder, causes you, and it could be any of those sleep disorder that I mentioned just a minute ago, that causes you difficulty to fulfill the tasks to get you through the day. That's the disorder component. Okay? So it's important to know, right, what these different disorders are, how they impact your life, and if you have borderline personality disorder or even traits, you are at a higher likelihood to have disordered sleep, to have mismanaged sleep. And it's really, really important for you to try to explore this, to try to build those skills and build that awareness into what can help you get more quality sleep. What can help you do that? So I'm going to put a link to that video that talks about sleep quality right here so that you can click to that if you want to continue and learn ways to sort of explore your sleep, learn more about your sleep, and then I give you some specific tips that you can do that can help you get better sleep, which is really important, which during the day you'll have more energy to manage a lot of those emotional issues, a lot of those core content issues and surface content issues that may come up for those who have borderline personality disorder or those who have traits, but also those who may have depression and anxiety and other types of issues as well that they're contending with. So I hope that you found this video helpful. As always, I appreciate your time. If you enjoyed it, you're of course welcome to subscribe. That'd be great. Please leave any comments that you may have or any ideas for future videos that you may have. I certainly appreciate those. That's great. And thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. And have a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye.